Hey everyone, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. It's time for the first look with my friends, Johnny Danger, Trevor Hillstrom, Trust and Trevor, and of course, Sasha's somewhere wanting to get some airtime. We'll have to get her on at some point for her pick of the day. But I don't know, been a rough couple of weeks in redraft. How was your DFS, Danger? Did you do all right last week?
I got wiped out last week, Doc. I got wiped out. I played heavy afternoon games, and they disappointed.
Trevor, did you have a good week? Because I know we were talking a lot of the right players on Wednesday. Did you have them in your lineups?
I had quite a few. I did pretty decent. I just missing big. I was my $15 lineup was $1,000. I needed Kelsey and Nix. And then Kelsey could have got that touchdown. That would have won me 10 grand for sure. And then Nix promptly throws a pick 2 minutes after that. And then neither guy did nothing the rest of the game. But I still won like 500 on that. So I did pretty good. I can't complain.
How do you win when a Russell Wilson Giants double stack hits? Is that just putting in 150 lineups? Or, I mean, is there any skill in that? Because I don't see skill in that.
You have to play a lot of lineups to do that. And, I talked about it on First Look and Friday Night Lights, where I said, if Wilson get time, he's going to put up the numbers. And Wandale and Neighbors, I said it, and I didn't play him that much.
Danger, the Sims liked Neighbors last week. Trevor had a hunch on Wandale. Who liked Russell Wilson?
Nobody I know.
I guess if you're going to play them both, you got to play the quarterback.
I guess that's true.
He was 1% owned.
He was 1% owned. It's true. All right, let's get right to it. Let's get to this week's games. Packers, Browns. Packers are one of the best defenses I've seen in a long time, guys. Are we playing Jordan Love? I mean, hard to run against the Browns, but you obviously can throw on the Browns. What are we doing here, Danger?
I mean, I'm probably avoiding this game, to be honest. Yeah, you can throw on the Browns for sure. I guess Reed being out helps consolidate that tree a little bit. Wicks becomes more interesting. But yeah, the Green Bay defense has been good. The Cleveland Browns are really hard to run on, so it kind of takes Josh Jacobs out. So maybe a little Wicks. I mean, Kraft is going to continue to get ownership because of how well he's played. I ran the 150 simulation already, and the only play I have is 2 lineups with Kraft from that entire game.
Really, Trevor, I like Kraft too, but is this a week you're fading Kraft?
I'm not playing the Packers at all. You know how many yards the Ravens had last week, scoring 41 points? 241 total yards. That's all they had. They had 25-yard drive, a 5-yard drive, a defensive touchdown. They couldn't move the ball against Baltimore. Cincinnati couldn't move the ball against Baltimore, and I don't think Green Bay is going to move it that well against Baltimore either.
You mean against Cleveland?
Browns, yeah.
I mean Cleveland, yeah.
Will you play the Packers defense?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They need to shut down Flacco. I mean, I'd almost rather see them put Shadur in.
Oh my God! Seriously? Seriously?
Yep. I'd rather see that and have some excitement than watch that old man throw the football.
All right, Colts and Titans. Titans defense has been sneaky too. They haven't been so. When you think of a bad team like that, you think of a bad defense. But Daniel Jones feels in play. Michael Pittman Jr. feels in play, guys. Danger, your Sims coming up with the Pittman?
Well, I was just talking to Trevor pre-show. I ran these Sims, and I ran 150 lineups with our friends over at DFS Hero, and it only spit out 4 quarterbacks, and Daniel Jones is one of them. So, I mean, it has no love for their wide receivers, 0 wide receivers in the Sim, which is kind of weird. But, Jones can get it done with his legs, so it's okay to play that kind of quarterback on his own.
Trevor, you playing in naked Jones?
Yeah, the thing about Jones is what I like about the Colts is they're spreading the ball. They're spreading out the defenses. They're not running a stack. They've got the wide receivers. And Jones is taking the 1-yard runs for touchdowns. He's quarterback sneaking. They're not giving it. And Taylor's coming and pushing them a little bit. Not that he's needed it, but that's what they're doing. So Jones is scoring touchdowns.
But can I tell you something, Doc? One of the biggest negative leverage, both at Pater and DFS, is Tyler Warren. Both sites negative leverage for Warren.
So for everybody out there, what does that mean?
That means that he's going to underperform the price that you pay for him.
Okay. I can see that. This doesn't feel like a week. Last week was a week they needed Warren. This doesn't feel like it, but I will tell you this. I'm not playing Josh Downs this week, right? They don't use Josh Downs in the way that I would use Josh Downs. It's like when they're behind, he's out there like last week, but when they're ahead, it's more Pittman, more Alec Pierce.
The other thing about the Colts is they're spreading the ball around a lot, which makes it hard to key on that one guy that's going to win a tournament. I know the first week Pittman had a really good week, but Jones he looks so confident back there too. He looks like a different man than he has in the past. He's taking his drops and he's looking around. He looks like a confident guy, and he's spreading the ball around pretty well
because he has a coach who actually trusts him. All right, Bengals and Vikings. Listen, Trevor, I got a guy for you. His name is Jordan Mason. And I'm thinking that out of 150 lineups in Danger Sim, he's popping on 148.
You're very close, Doc. It's 150.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Any way we don't play Jordan Mason, or is this good chalk, eat it up?
I think it's good chalk. Another thing, Christian Darrisaw, the left tackle, pro bowler, he got in 2 full practices last week. They didn't play him last week. He's practicing in full. He should be ready to play. Their center right now is dealing with a concussion. I don't think he's practicing. They might have to go with the backup center, but I think they're going to be fully healthy besides the center up front. So, and the Bengals aren't very good against the run. So we should see the Vikings do pretty well as that goes. It's hard to expect because the Vikings have a lot of variance now. We have Wentz coming in as the starting quarterback, but I think he brings a calmness to the team. So,
do we like Hawkinson a little bit better with Wentz there?
I do like Hawkinson a little bit better because his price. He hasn't shown out yet, but they really haven't tried using him much either. I don't know. I don't know what's going on as far as Hawkinson, but I know his price is right.
Danger, what about Browning, who's angry about the Vikings giving up on him years ago?
Yeah, I mean, to put a bow on the Vikings, I mean, Mason, you can get away from him. I think it's going to be – there's a lot of running backs I like this week. I think there's a lot of really nice matchups. So you can get away from them. That's just the price is so cheap. You have to. When I run these sims, one of the interesting things I like to look at, Doc, I don't know if you ever have, but click the flex button and just look to see what they're using in the flex for DraftKings, and it's 85% running backs right now.
Right.
So that means there's a lot of really good running back matchups. On the other side, Browning, I mean, the guy has had 350-yard games, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and I think that he's capable of that. DFS doesn't care so much about the interceptions. I'm in on him. I mean, he's been there. He's done it. He's looking for a contract. He wants out from underneath that position he's in now. He wants to start somewhere next year.
What about Chase Brown? Trevor, you like Chase Brown at all?
Not in this game, not too much. No, I think Van Ginkel's coming back. He's limited right now on concussion protocol. When they're limited this early, that usually means he's going to progress to be starting. So that's going to be a big thing. The thing I don't like about this matchup is you watch Atlanta kind of dominate the Vikings up front. I don't think Cincinnati can do that. I think Minnesota is going to be coming after the guys pretty well. I do like Browning because of his price. I mean, he's at mid price and he's got great weapons. If he gets a little bit of time, he's going to cook the Vikings secondary. It just depends on what kind of time he has. And it all depends on how good the Vikings run the ball. If Mason is the guy and runs the ball, they might take the air out of this game.
Which I think probably happens. All right. Steelers-Patriots. I don't think there's been a more underwhelming defense that I've seen this year than the Steelers. Seattle, who couldn't move the ball week 1, looked great last week. The Jets were running and throwing like it was nothing. Danger, do the Sims like Drake May? Do they Aaron Rodgers not playing? I mean, this is a weird game.
The Sims absolutely love Drake May. I'm on New England again. I went 3 for 3 with my my betting dangerous last week with the Patriots as an underdog win. I've got them again as an underdog win. So I am in on Drake May.
Trevor, what about you?
No, I'm out. I don't think the Patriots have those type of players that can exploit a defense like Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh gives up a lot of yards on the ground. I don't like the center for the Patriots. I can't stand them. I don't think they'll have that push against Pittsburgh. If you look at Pittsburgh last week, they played against JSN and Walker, 2 players that right now New England don't have. And opening week, Fields made some spectacular plays, and they had Breece Hall. I don't think the Patriots have that guy. I think they have a guy that could do it in Henderson, but he's not going to see the field. He's getting his quarterback killed in pass protection, and that's why
but he's not bad in pass protection.
What I'm hearing is he's getting many smacked. So I don't have any idea why they're just going with Stevenson. So
yeah, I'm in on Drake May. He's another guy that my Sims are on him in 18% of my lineup stack with 0 players to go with him. Yet another naked quarterback.
Well, it is. It's mobile quarterbacks, right? It's playing May. It's playing Daniel Jones. These guys, whether it's redraft or DFS, they help you, right? Daniel Jones can throw for 230 yards and a touchdown, runs for 40 yards and a touchdown, and look at that. You're probably going to win your league.
Yeah. How many points did May score last week in the
a lot?
Low 20s, low to mid 20s,
something like that.
Against Miami. He's not doing it against Pittsburgh.
Yeah. All right. The Rams and Eagles, listen, Eagles don't look great. Maybe it's just me. They don't look great to me. They're winning, but the Chiefs aren't great. I mean, the teams they're beating and the Cowboys aren't great. The Rams are a good team. The Rams will run. The Rams have Devontae Adams. Danger, I know that you always do your betting. You're betting dangerously.
Yes, sir.
Is this a Rams and take the points game here?
I mean, it's not on my sheet this week, but I'm not afraid of it. I'm really not. I think you're right. Philadelphia looks off. They don't know how to throw the ball. They're just giving Hurts these reads where he's running. Goddard's beat up. You and I had a lot of talks on our dynasty and preseason talks about AJ Brown and Devonta Smith, and they just don't throw the ball enough.
No.
I don't think they can play from behind. If they get behind, they're in trouble. And I think the Rams can get up on them.
Rams almost won that game, Trevor, in the playoffs last year. The Rams were close.
Yeah, you want the Eagles to play from behind to see what they've got. When they're ahead, they're just going to take the air out of the football. I will say they played the Rams twice last year, and Barkley ran them over both times. I'm not saying he's going to do that this week. I'm not going to play much Barkley, but it's in the back of my mind. He ran them over twice last year, and will they do it again this time? I don't know.
It's true. All right, the Jets and Bucks. We know the following. We know that Justin Fields is out. Tyrod Taylor is in. And Baker Mayfield not 100%. Buka not 100%. But the Jets don't look good, Trevor. I mean, Tampa Bay is favored to score 25 points. Is this a Mike Evans week?
Well, I think it could be. I mean, is he going to get sauce all the time? I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
I like Bucky Irving because people have ran over the Jets, and Cook ran them right over last week too. So I kind of like Bucky Irving in this game more than anybody else.
Danger the Sims like anybody in this game?
They do. We got a little bit of Bucky. We got a little bit of Evans. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. I got one and Trevor got one. We're even. All right. The Raiders and Commanders. So let's break this one down. This is messy to me. First of all, Genty's not getting the football. It makes me wonder. Secondly, Krosky Merritt is going to get the football. Jaden Daniels right now, I mean, they're not calling him out, but I'm calling him mostly out. I think he's going to be out this week. I think they can win this game with Marcus Mariota. Trevor, would you play Mariota? Would you play Krosky Merritt? Would you play McLaurin? Would you play Genty? Would you play anybody here?
Brock Bowers is who I'm going to play. I mean, you look at what Kraft did to Washington last week. I mean, Brock Bowers is the guy you want. Myers I like too. I think this is a bounce back game for the Raiders, especially if Mariota plays. If you're playing Mariota, you're really hoping on the rushing ability. You need him to rush for 60 to 70 yards. If he doesn't get that, then I don't like Mariota at all. I wouldn't trust it at all. I do like Debo a little bit because he has those little gadget plays where it doesn't take much. You can throw the ball 2 yards to him and he can go 40, 50 yards. So I like him a little bit. I'm not interested in the running back for Washington.
You don't like, I mean, could Krosky Merritt do something here?
He could. I mean, anybody could, but I'm not going to bank on it. As Bowers, Debo, and Myers, and that's about it for me.
Look, I think Bill's okay. I don't, not yet. If you go back and look at his even college tape, I mean, he never really had a huge volume and huge chance to play. So it's going to take him some time to build up. I like what I see out of him, but it's going to take some time. It's not this week. I will tell you, this early sim I ran on DFS Hero has Myers at 97% owned in my 150 lineups.
Wow.
They love Jacoby Myers. They do have Bowers as my number 2 tight end in this first build, way too early build, by the way, of course, at 11% in 17 out of 150 lineups. But that's it for this game.
Trevor,
I'm worried about these Commanders, Doc. They don't look good. And I really thought that they would do Debo kind of like he did in early days of 49ers. And he did have a good game last week. But I don't know what they're doing over there.
Trevor, what if I gave you a Geno Myers Bauer stack? Is that ridiculous?
It's not ridiculous. No, it's not at all. I mean, Green Bay last week could have threw for 350 yards on them if they really wanted to. I mean, they just kind of slowed it down because they had a 2-score lead for a lot of the second half. And like I said, when they played the Giants 2 weeks ago, those receivers were open. It's just they didn't have time. Now, are they going to get that type of pressure against Geno? Because Geno looks a little shaky when he's got the pressure on him. We saw that Monday night. I mean, he looked like he was lost for a while there.
All right. Atlanta's playing the Panthers. I'm going to give you 3 starts, to be honest with you. 1, are we playing Bijan Robinson against Carolina, who hasn't stopped the run in 2 seasons? 2, are we playing Troy McMillan because A.J. Terrell is out? And 3, do we play the Falcons defense, which actually looks like they're rushing the passer, Trevor? Falcons are they wanted to improve their pass rush, and they have. Are we paying up for them?
Yeah, Bijan for sure. I like the Falcons defense. Carolina lost 2 offensive linemen for this game. They're going to be really shorthanded. So that means Chuba's out in my book. I want to play Detroit McMillan, but I don't know if I can. I like a lot of other receivers, but I mean, he's got to score. If he doesn't score, you're not going to. You need all your players to find a way to score a touchdown unless they have really big volume, like 10 catches for 100 yards or 8 for. You're not going to win a tournament with 8 for 100. It's just not going to happen nowadays. These receivers, the rules are so liberal that you have to have guys that scoring touchdowns.
Danger. What are the Sims like here?
The Sims like exactly what I liked. So, we have our little home league, right, Doc, that you play and Trevor plays in with me. And I like to put that out Monday if they put the contest out. And I like to put a lineup in right away before any of these Sims and anything pops out just to see where my brain goes. And I built my lineup starting with Robinson and Atlanta's defense. And when I ran the Sims about a half an hour before the show, you know what it told me? Robinson and Atlanta's defense. It doesn't like Ted at all. Not that he's not a good play. He's just not a good play for his salary with the other options around him. For me, it's probably going to be Robinson and Atlanta's defense in half my lineups.
Do we worry at all about a Tyler Algier sighting by the goal line?
I mean, always, right?
Yeah, you always have to worry about
Could this be a Tyler Algier 2-touchdown game? And I'm not saying Bijan Robinson doesn't get them to the 5-yard line, but all of a sudden on FanDuel, you better have Tyler Algier who just, put up 16 FanDuel points.
I mean, here's the deal, right? I mean, if we think that Bijan is the play, and we think Atlanta's defense is the play, and we think that Atlanta's defense is real, which is tough to digest right now, but it could be. Does Robinson sit the 4th quarter and Algier gets a bunch of garbage time?
Right. I mean, I see a pathway to 80 yards and a touchdown for Algier, and all of a sudden, literally, I just gave you 14 points right there. And how much is Algier? Half the price of Bijan?
4,000. Yeah.
There you go.
He's only 4,000.
He's probably more than that, 4,000, but it's
probably in the 5,000 range. But
I'm gonna look it up. Go ahead.
The thing is, I don't know if you're going to win a tournament with 14 points.
And that's the truth. That's the right answer. I mean, look, at wide receivers, you need 30, right? Wide receivers, you need 30. Tight end, you need at least 20. Running backs, 25.
I mean, pretty much to win these tournaments lately, except for the first week when you had the tight ends go off, you're going to need that wide receiver you got to find in the flex.
Yeah, I mean, Algier is 4,700, and if he puts up 14 points and it allows you to go get a couple of big names that go off, that's where it doesn't matter if he scores 14.
Well, I take that back for this week because you have a guy like Jordan Mason who's pretty cheap. You can put him find two big backs and play Mason as a flex too. or play whatever games later. You want to make
Trevor,
sure
you're right. My first build was Bijan and CMC with Mason in the flex.
So. Yeah.
And you know what? Don't you think most people are going to have a lineup like that?
I think it'll be very popular.
Right.
Yeah.
So we got to figure out a way to either get a wrinkle at a tight end, get a wrinkle at a wide receiver, because I would say most people are going to start their lineups with that. And they should. All right. Texans against the Jaguars. Man, Brian Thomas Jr., Trevor, you and I drank this Kool-Aid bottle, and this bottle is making me nauseous, dude. What are we doing with this guy?
We're not playing him. I hear, I listen to the sports radio. They were talking about him having a little bit of a wrist injury. He's afraid to go over the middle. Now, we watched him drop 2 big passes on that one drive last week that would have probably helped the Jaguars win the football game. I mean, they were right near the goal line, and he just dropped them. He looked scared a little bit. I'm not saying he is, but I don't know. He's kind of questionable for this week. I mean, is he?
All right, first of all, De'Ami Brown dropped an open pass in the end zone. They would have won that game if he catches that. Agreed?
Yeah.
But secondly, can we blame Thomas when Lawrence is throwing the ball so high in the air it's going to get him killed?
Yeah. It's not. He has good reason to be scared. It's because his quarterback's throwing him to get killed. Exactly what you're saying. Hey, we were right last week. You picked Tootin and I picked Brown for touchdowns, and they both got there. So we hit those. That
was the stack we needed. Right? If we had Burrow, I think we would have made a lot of money that way.
But who stunk for him was Strange, and I'm not going to play him for a while. I don't know if they just don't see him or whatever. He was open a lot against the first week against Carolina. Last week I didn't see a whole lot going to him.
He's 6'4", 250. He's easy to miss.
Yeah, and I was surprised they didn't use ETN even a little bit more last week.
No, I don't like to use Tootin more and more. I do. I think they're going to use Tootin.
I don't like the Jaguars against the Texans.
Came up on an injury report today, Doc.
He did.
Yeah, he did. Questionable. So I don't like any Jaguars really in this game because I know the Texans bled out some yards against Tampa. I don't think they're going to do that. Especially if Thomas is out, they'll stack it up because Baker Mayfield made some big time plays that not many quarterbacks make, and he made them last week to win that game. The Texans had a really good game plan defensively. They almost got to him, but Lawrence can't do what Mayfield does.
No. Danger. Is this a must-win game for the Texans, who are now 0-2, who played 2 good teams, by the way? They played the Rams and the Buccaneers, 2 teams that will probably be in the playoffs. But it feels now the Texans could go 0-3. The Colts go 3-0. This division is gone from them.
Can I tell you that I think that it's a wasted season for Houston already? I mean, you lose Mixon. I think Stroud's. I think Stroud's showing us more of who he is the last year and earlier this season than he was his rookie year. And I don't like him. So I don't. I mean, you can call it a must-win for him, but I don't even think a win does anything for him this year.
In Stroud's defense, he's under tons of pressure. That line isn't doing nothing for him. And the guy I'm going to play in this game is Nico.
Yeah, agreed, 100%. All right, Broncos and Chargers. Ladd McConkey, not 100%. This is a tough one because the way to beat the Broncos is to use a tight end, which the Chargers don't really have. I mean, Tyler Conklin, I guess. But you got to run the ball. Is this finally the Hampton week, Trevor? Because you cannot you cannot throw on Surtain and Riley Moss.
I worry about that fumble on Monday night, and they went to Najee right after it. Is he going to be in the doghouse? I don't think he should be in the doghouse. I just don't know if they're going to be able to push Denver around enough to run. I mean, Denver, I know Taylor had 170 or 160 yards or whatever he had last week, but it was on one run where he busted for like 70 yards. And I just don't know. I'm going to stay away from this game for the most part. I don't like it. Division game.
Yeah. Tough division game. Tough. Knicks is in a tough spot. Khalil Mack, I know, is out. They're talking RJ Harvey needs to get more involved. I mean, this is a Dobbins revenge narrative here. There's a lot going on to unpack here, Danger.
I like Keenan Allen. My early Sims tell me to play him in 146 lineups. He's 4,700. The value's there. He's going to be probably, in the 16 to 20% owned. So I'm not going to be alone on that play. But I like it. I think you're right. I don't think Hampton's going to be in the doghouse. I mean, I'm here in Michigan. It's a big, Harbaugh state, and he does things like that, punishes people for mistakes, but he goes right back to them the next week. And can I tell you how many drafts, Doc, that I started wide receiver, and I have Hampton and Trevion Henderson as my starting 2 running backs, and I am struggling. So yes, please, with a Hampton game.
I would get rid of that build immediately.
Yes.
Saints against Seattle. Seattle played very well last week. The Saints, to their credit, though, guys, have had chances at the end of games. They've been hanging around there. I don't know whether you go up to Seattle, Trevor, and hang around. This feels like Olave and Kamara and nothing. Is this just a Kenneth Walker the third? Charbonnet, by the way, is already questionable. If Charbonnet is out, is Walker 100% in every one of your lineups?
90%. 90%. He looked so good. He's looked so much better than Charbonnet last week when he ran the football. They each had, actually, I think Charbonnet had more carries than he did, but the difference was 85 yards rushing. So if Charbonnet is out, Walker's got to be a must play, and Seattle's defense is a big play. And JSN, I mean, I have to admit when I'm wrong, I wasn't on JSN because they had Darnold. Darnold's looking really good. I mean, he'll make the bonehead plays, but he does make some good ones too. So, JSN's in play, Walker's in play.
And the Sims loving Walker?
They're not, but I do. He was in my first build when I built Monday, when I started that contest for us. I love him a lot. I might cut back on my Mason and McCaffrey and splice in Walker into some of those shares. I like him a lot. He's pretty much the only thing I like here. I do like JSN as well, but I think they're going to roll. Seattle's defense is the way to go this week.
If we get more news that Charbonnet is going to be out, those simulators are going to pop Walker. He's going to just pop right to the top.
He's going to steam.
Yeah, I picked up Seattle's defense. I put waiver wire ads for Seattle's defense this week.
Yeah, no, smart. All right, guys, this is the game that I can't get away from here. It's the Cowboys and Bears. I can't imagine how we don't play this. Now, the question is going to be, how do we play this, right? Is it the Dak, Lamb, Pickens? Is there Ferguson? Is it Caleb going to a Dunze? Maybe a little DJ Moore? Trevor, I'm leaning toward the Caleb Williams route and putting him with probably Rome, Lamb, and I haven't figured out that other piece. I'm leaning toward DJ Moore, but you tell me, what are you doing?
Well, I love Caleb Williams. He's gotten so much. I thought he played well against Detroit last week. He scored 14 points in the first half. The one drive, it was 2nd and 30 because they had a sack and a penalty. The other drive, they missing a quarterback sneak. And the other drive, it was 1st and 15. They ran the ball up the middle and left them at 3rd and 10. So, and then the second half, it just snowballed. They were in a panic mode. So I really liked how he played. I thought he looked good. I know I listened to a lot of Chicago. They were really ripping on him this week, but I thought nothing he could do. He wasn't the guy that gave up all those points.
Who would you pair him with?
Odunze is number one. I mean, we said this last week that Odunze is their best receiver, but I could see DJ Moore having a good week too. I mean, the over-under on this game is 50.5. So you have to like Lamb coming back. So
yeah. Danger, what are the Sims like? Because I love this game.
Oh, Caleb Williams all day long. I mean, they absolutely love Caleb Williams. I love him. This is one of those things that, especially early in the season, Doc, you get a lot of what we call curious money in DFS, right? People who are not necessarily regular DFS players, but they jump in because football's back and they want to play. And they look at teams like Chicago and they go, wow, they suck. Caleb Williams sucks. They listen to the media who hates Caleb Williams in Chicago. They listen to all this stuff. And are they a good real team? Not really. But they are an excellent fantasy team, and you have to separate that sometimes. And Caleb Williams is an excellent fantasy quarterback, and I'm all over it.
Why wouldn't we go with Dak, considering what Jared Goff did last week, and considering that Chicago's got tons of guys injured in the secondary?
Well, for one, they're on the road, and 2, Dak don't run, and I know Goff don't run either. But the Lions ran up the score last week too. I mean, he had, what did he have? 1 touchdown pass, 1 in the second half, or he had 0 touchdown passes in the 5 minutes of the second quarter, and they're just making it 52 to whatever the heck it was. I mean, most teams don't do that. Detroit, and that was another mistake I made. I didn't think Detroit had it in them to have those big ceiling games, and
They
there it
still
popped
do.
up.
They do.
And I didn't realize Chicago's defense was that bad.
Man, I had a lot of egg on my face this week, Doc, living near Detroit. Talking about how bad they looked at Green Bay.
They did look bad against Green Bay. They did.
Good Green Bay is, maybe. But I bet them preseason to win the division, so I'm happy with how Green Bay is playing. Can I ask you a betting question, Doc?
Of course.
So still today, I don't know if it is now, but I wrote my betting article today, and we had DraftKings has Chicago at +1.5. FanDuel had Chicago at -1.5. At the same time, two different sites.
Bet it. Bet them both. Arbitrage betting.
That's what I was saying. I'm not your rich friend, but if I was, like, I don't know how the odds work out.
No, listen. For everybody out there, listen.
50 grand on the other side,
listen,
make $3 grand profit.
It's called arbitrage betting.
Yeah.
Okay. You're betting two sides of a bet, and that you're guaranteed to make money. Now, I can't tell you exactly the percentages, but if you bet one on FanDuel and one on DraftKings, you're going to win. So let's say you may lose on FanDuel, but you're going to win enough on DraftKings to make it worth it. So
I think the way I looked it up, Doc, it was like a 1% money win. So you put 50 grand on one and you put 50 grand on the other, and you win the $1,000.
But here's the difference: you can't lose the 1,000. You're guaranteed to win.
Yeah.
Where I live, we can't do sports betting. We can do the fantasy stuff, and that's fine. Yeah. We have we have a local bookie who puts out a sheet every week on college football. He doesn't change. He give you the sheet. He sends it out at 10:30 in the morning. He don't change the line. So there's games where the spot moves like 3 or 4 points. If you had the accessibility,
there's no half points on that sheet, right?
What's that?
There's no half points on that sheet, right?
There's no half points, but you can middle. You can middle. You bet one side and bet the other side. You're risking the juice to hit two bets.
So this is hilarious to me. So you live in Minnesota, right?
Wisconsin.
Oh, you live in Wisconsin. I was gonna say Minnesota doesn't do sports betting, but they'll let you put weed and alcohol, which is
yeah. If I want a sports bet, I have to drive 2 hours to Michigan, and I can get a bet on there. But we have the casinos. The casinos here, you can use the kiosks. But if let's say you put in a parlay and they're going to tax you on that. I don't want to pay taxes on. It's tough to hit at a percentage you're hitting. Then you have to pay taxes if you win. Forget that.
All right, guys. I think this next game is actually very sneaky. The 49ers and Cardinals. Why do I feel like this game, Danger? I know these are your Cardinals. Why do I feel like this game could be
Niners? Don't you say my Cardinals?
Sorry, your Niners. I
like that, Cardinals.
I think this could be a better game than people are thinking it will be.
I mean, I like it. I'm a little confused right now because they just put out today that Brock Purdy might play, which I think is a mistake. Mac Jones looked good. Mac Jones fits that. You were the one that told me that Shanahan wanted Mac Jones instead of Trey Lance back in the day, and he got vetoed by upper management. Why would you take a guy recovering from injury when you have a completely suitable backup? So I am a little worried. Honestly, I'm off of them if Purdy plays. If Mac Jones plays, I'm more into them. But I like McCaffrey.
Trevor, who do you like in this game? Do you like Marvin Harrison Jr.? Very hard to throw on San Francisco. They're stingy.
I'm never playing Marvin Harrison Jr. ever really again. I mean,
you're playing McBride?
I like McBride. Yeah, you have to like McBride. McCaffrey's always in play no matter who he's playing against. He's priced up a little bit more. So I'm not totally on this game as much as maybe you are, but I could definitely see it. I can see a pathway where it does shoot out a little bit, but I just can't stand Kyler Murray sometimes. And him and they say, well, they're Marvin Harrison, him and they haven't got to. Well, how many more games do they need to get it together?
All right, Chiefs,
early Sims Doc have 94 of 150 lineups with McCaffrey and 131 with McBride.
Wow. All right. I get it.
Them are the two guys. That's it.
I get it. Giants, Chiefs, anything to say here?
Well, for the
Chiefs
night game,
this game.
Chiefs are winning the game, and I think it's going to be a showdown site. Ain't that the night game?
Yes.
I like Pacheco. For some reason, I like Pacheco in this game. I don't know.
Well,
And
Scotty was getting that
if
job.
Worthy is back, I like
go.
Worthy.
All right, so
Scotty,
I'm not betting it, but the betting sims over at Paydirt, the early sim run has the Giants saying Vegas has a 28% chance of a Giants win, but the Paydirt sims have a 42% chance of a Giants win. That is a huge discrepancy in the sims.
I don't see
but
that.
It's early. It's very, very early. I'm sure it'll get adjusted before that.
I don't see that. The Chiefs are 0-2. You think they're going 0-3?
Maybe.
Against the Giants?
They have no running game. Worthy's not going to play or dinged up. I mean, they could go 0-3, Doc. I'm not putting it. The Giants have been playing good. I'm not betting it, but I wouldn't be shocked.
They played good one week. They look like dog crap the first week. The thing about the Chiefs is the Chiefs have played two tough opponents. I mean, they played the Chargers and the Eagles. I mean, it's not like they've been playing slouches and losing. I can't see them losing the Giants, but this is the NFL, and bookies make money for a reason.
Let me ask you guys this question, and that is true. Bookies always win. Which is the game, if we don't want to do Dallas, Chicago, which is the next blow-up game?
Oh, well, as far as DFS purposes, I think maybe Minnesota and Cincinnati because of their cheap prices. I mean, you got such cheap prices. But if we're just looking for a shootout game that don't involve –
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean –
boy, it's hard. It's hard. Are the Raiders Commanders?
That could shoot out a little bit. I don't think the Falcons game does. Does the Texans Jaguars shoot out a little bit?
I think the Texans side might. I think they're PO'd, and I think they're going to come out for blood this week. I really like them.
Danger, what do you think?
I think the Rams Eagles game could go personally,
really?
But I do like what Trevor said. Is that you don't have to have a blow up game if you've got a game with a lot of cheap options that are going to score some points. So
another thing about the Eagles, they played in a couple of unders games too, and we know that they are used to each other, so they have the offenses, they have the people in place. Both teams have the people in place to blow it up. And the Eagles' defense doesn't look like it did last year. I know they looked good against Kansas City last week, but Kansas City is very limited. They couldn't run the football. All the receivers were hurt. You pretty much had Kelsey, and he was just trying to wing the ball to people. So the Rams are a different type of opponent. If they can block the Rams' pass rush, they can cook them.
Well, that's true. What about Stroud to Nico Collins? Could that be a 2-touchdown, or is that not enough to take down a tournament?
I think Nico is enough to take down a tournament. I don't know if Stroud is. Stroud's going to have to throw because he's not running for touchdowns. He's going to have to throw for 3-4 touchdowns. If you have a non-running quarterback, they're going to have to throw for 3-4 unless you're at min price. And
okay,
how much can Wentz run anymore? I don't know. Wentz has always been a guy that could run the football a little bit.
Until he did his knee. Yeah. All right. Give me the dangerous pick of the week as of Wednesday. This, of course, can change, Danger, but who's your dude right now?
Oh, I mean, I'm a slave to my simulations. I run them for a reason, and it's Keenan Allen at $4,700. He's going to be in 100% of my lineups.
Josh Downs filleted Denver last week. He was the slot guy. So, I mean, I see where you're going with that one. Trevor, who's your guy?
I mean, I could go obvious and say Bijan, Jordan Mason, but I'm going to give you my sneaky guy. I think it's going to be T.J. Hawkinson. I think he's going to score a touchdown this week against the Bengals.
Really? I like that. I like that a lot. Wentz goes to tight ends, doesn't he?
Oh, sure. He'll go to a tight end, and the Bengals don't cover the tight end well.
I'm going to go DJ Moore. As much as I like Roma Dunze, I don't think we've seen enough DJ Moore. This feels like if he's going to feast, got to get the guy involved.
Yeah, and I've been listening to a lot of Chicago radio this week. I don't know why. I just kind of like to dive into it. They're calling. They're everybody's complaining about why is DJ Moore? Why is DJ Moore? So, people hear that stuff and they might get him more involved. And I'm sure he's saying something too.
Hey, sure. Doc, that bet of the week, I placed 4 in the article this week, but I took Chicago plus 1.5. And do you know what the odds on that was?
What?
Minus 118.
Ooh.
Which the normal spread odds hover between 103 and 108. And with the spread, 118.
Strong.
I don't know if you like doing teaser stuff, but I would tease Seattle with the Bears. Get the
Hey,
Bears
if you want teasers,
half.
Doc, let me tell you, if you want teasers, you get in our Discord and you listen to Lou Landers and his teaser bets.
He's been hot.
6 out of 6 last week, buddy.
Lou has been on fire. He's quitting his job, I think, on just.
I got to get into that. I've missed that. People have to
Trevor,
fill me in.
Last year we called him Lou 5 out of 6 Landers, which is his name in the Discord, and I think we're gonna have to change it to Lou Money Landers.
All right. So all Chips asked, do we agree that the Bucs could be in a dangerous spot against Tyrod? I would not count that defense out after a bad showing. That's an interesting question, guys. Before we get off the show here, the Tampa Bay, think about it last week. Minnesota comes off a big win against Chicago and has a letdown. Tampa comes off of 2 big wins. Is this a letdown spot against the Jets?
No.
I think it is.
I don't think it is either because the Jets have 2 players. It's Breece Hall and it's Garrett Wilson. And there's really nobody else to.
But Tyrod's not going to be Justin Fields. He's going to complete a pass.
No. Yeah, exactly. I like the Buccaneers defense, if anything.
I mean, the Bucs are okay in the simulators. The problem is that they're $3,500. They're one of the most expensive.
I'm not touching the Bucs defense this week.
Yeah.
I'm not. I think Tyrod will get rid of the football. I'm not saying the Jets are winning this game, but I see where Chips is going in there. I do. I see it that sometimes when a team looks like they're doing too well, things happen.
And if the Buka's out,
right,
that changes the dynamic a little bit.
Hey, part of my betting dangerously, I might as well just give it out here, Doc, was the Jets +7 is in the article.
Here we go. Jets +7. I like it. I like that. And I tease that to 13, Danger.
Sure, why not?
Sure. That's a tease. All right. We're out of here on Friday. It's Friday Night Lights at 9 p.m. The Swami and Willie Walls will be there. And, of course, Saturday morning from 8 to 10 this week, it's me on Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio. Normally it's 7 to 10, but not this week. And then on Sunday morning at 10:30, Danger and I, and, of course, Trevor's in there too, we do our Discord show at drorto.com. So come find us and come let us help you win your league. For Johnny Danger and Trevor Hillstrom, it's Dr. Roto saying be well and take care.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.